In the Bible, a name is more than a word that associates us with someone's face. A name is much more than that. In the Bible, a name is someone's identity. It's their character, it's their nature. It's everything. And what we hear in this gospel is about a man who is nameless. He doesn't have a name. He doesn't have an identity. And I think that's because he never became someone for God. He walked away sad. So here's this man who wasn't a bad person. I mean, he kept the commandments, but he had this restlessness. He didn't know why that was, because obviously he kept the commandments, so he's asking Jesus, what else is there? What good must I do to gain eternal life? There's still this restlessness in his heart, which he can't get rid of. And what Jesus does is he invites him into a deeper spiritual friendship. How does the man respond? He's scared. He's afraid. He's afraid. That man is afraid because he had many possessions. And for us, we too can be called by Jesus into a deeper friendship, but we can experience that inner tension between what we see we should do and sometimes what we want to do. Again, this man never had a name, or if he did, we will never know his name. And there's a reason for that. It's not just coincidence. But brothers and sisters, we easily can have, like this rich young man, many possessions. It doesn't necessarily have to be material possessions. It can be something our heart is attached to. It can be some kind of richness or riches that we cannot let go of. And it's interesting how I love to compare and contrast this passage with the calling of Matthew. Both of them were attached to their goods. Matthew was sitting there at the table, counting the money. And, the rich man is here. Clearly, he's attached to his money. He's called the rich man. But in Matthew's case, when Jesus passes by and looks at him and he says, "Follow me," Matthew immediately gets up and follows Jesus. He's a sinner, just like this rich young man. But he knows he needs something else. He lets himself be invited by Jesus, attracted by Jesus. And what we see here when the young man went away, the gospel says he went away sad. There's an intimate connection between joy and generosity and sadness. And when we say no to God, or when we are hesitant, we don't have that attitude and that spirit of surrender, of love, of self-gift. So as we reflect on this gospel today, just think about your own possessions. What is it that is an obstacle for you to get closer to God? What is it that's holding you back? What fears do you have? What anxieties do you have? Jesus' plan for us is always the best plan for our life, because Jesus knows all things. He knows about the future. He knows our desires, our struggles. He knows everything. And we have to trust him that he knows best.